The grisly murder.
Last seen at a nightclub.
Paula Sladewski was the kind of person who lit up a room.
She did. Her blonde hair, her spirit.
The beautiful 26-year-old model lived life in the fast lane.
Always on the go. She was afraid of nothing.
But then, after a night of partying, she was gruesomely murdered.
It's one of the most horrific crimes that I've ever been associated with.
Investigators were baffled. Was Paula targeted by someone she knew? Or did her striking good looks catch the eye of a crazed murderer?
Every eye was on her when she was out.
Chilling final images and mysterious clues from the day she died.
Paula got into the truck with him and left.
What really happened to Paula Sladewski? Paula Sladewski turned heads everywhere she went.
When she left this house, she would look like a movie star. There goes my Marilyn Monroe.
As a young girl growing up in Michigan, she collected Barbie dolls and dreamed of living the Barbie life.
Barbie life to her was the glamour, the glitz, the blue eyes, the outfits. That's Paula.
She pursued a career in modeling.
She always wanted to be a top model, a top actress, something that made a lot of money. She took probably the easiest path to get there.
She auditioned for Playboy magazine, but appeared in one of their videos instead. Then she became an exotic dancer in strip clubs in Michigan and California.
I sat her down one day and I said, "Why are you doing this?" She said, "I make great money." To her, it was glamorous.
But it led Paula down a dark path of hard drinking and partying.
You partied all night. You weren't through partying until the sun came up the next day, and that was Paula.
Some mornings she would wake up and she would actually have the shakes really bad. And I said, "You're beginning to show signs of an alcoholic." And then, of course, she got very upset with me about it.
She lived with her boyfriend, Kevin Klim, and alcohol fueled a volatile relationship.
Once Paula started drinking, she would change from like Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde.
She was a mean drunk. He probably had the same problem, so they were always fighting.
Paula's mother claimed her daughter was terrified of Kevin, and the two had a history of domestic violence. Just a month before Paula died, Kevin was arrested for assault.
Kevin broke her nose and gave her a black eye. Don't ask me why they ended up at Miami together.
That's where they went just a few weeks later to celebrate New Year's 2010 with a weekend of nightclub hopping.
People were telling them, "You've got to check out this club. You know, it's one of the hottest clubs in Miami." So, knowing Paula, she had to go check it out.
At about 5:30 a.m. on the morning of January 3rd, 2010, they arrived at the popular club in downtown Miami. They'd been drinking for hours already, and Paula wanted to dance. That's when the night started to spiral out of control.
According to Kevin, she was causing a scene. She was dancing provocatively, so she was attracting a lot of male attention.
Kevin told police he tried to get Paula to leave, and they got into an argument.
He grabbed her and said, "Let's go, babe." And she ended up pushing Kevin and saying, "No, I'm staying here." And the next thing you know, Kevin was surrounded by bouncers and escorted out of the club.
Security cameras captured him leaving just after 7 a.m. And police confirmed Kevin took a taxi back to his hotel, but there was no video to prove when he returned.
He decided to sleep it off.
Then, at 7:21 a.m., Paula was escorted out alone. Club policy was to remove both parties after a fight. These are the last images of her alive.
You could see the bouncers following her, and you could see other bouncers by the front door that when she walked out, they immediately walked out. So people had their eyes on her.
She was seen walking away from the club, and then she disappeared.
Who knows what happened after that, but I don't want my mind to go there.
Kevin told police he woke up later that morning and saw that Paula hadn't returned.
He made calls, he went to different places he thought Paula might be, and made a diligent effort to try to find her.
That's Kevin at a gas station near the nightclub showing Paula's picture to a clerk. He then called police to report her missing, and desperate for more help, he hired private investigator David Wasser.
He was scared, he was upset.
When Kevin called Paula's parents, he sounded like he didn't know what to think.
Kevin called and said she didn't come home all night. And I said, "Well, just call me and, just let me know what's going on."
Then, at about 9 p.m. on January 3rd, 14 hours after Paula walked out of the nightclub, a dumpster was reported on fire about 10 miles from the club. Inside, there was a body, burned beyond recognition.
I got the call that they needed her dental records because they did find a body in a dumpster. I just was praying, God, don't let it be her.
It took 3 days for the medical examiner to confirm the body was Paula's.
She burned for a half an hour. Her body had just basically melted away.
For Paula's loved ones, it was the most horrifying news imaginable.
She was thrown in a dumpster like she was a piece of trash and set on fire. You gotta be kidding me. Who would do that?
Her first thought was Kevin. The police zeroed in on him too.
He was in a holding area being questioned for at least 12 hours. They took all his belongings, cell phone, they got the contents from his hotel room.
But the security video from the club showed he wasn't anywhere near Paula when she left. And the dumpster was considered too far away to take a body without a car. He and Paula were getting around in taxis.
From our conversation, he was very believable.
A month later, police released this sketch of a man one eyewitness said he saw walking away with Paula, but it never generated any solid leads.
That person could be anybody on the street, to be honest with you.
Kevin said he thought the sketch looked like one of the bouncers, but the police told Paula's family they checked them all out.
They cleared everybody from the club. They said nobody was not at their post.
Private Eye Wasser did his own investigating and found another possible lead.
The morning Paula vanished, a man out walking his dog spotted a truck driving the wrong way down a one-way street, about a block from the nightclub.
That was kind of an odd thing to be happening. He paid a lot of attention to it.
The truck was driven by a white man in his 50s and headed in the direction of a blonde woman the eyewitness later identified as Paula. She was walking alone and clearly drunk. Then, the truck pulled up alongside her.
Paula got into the truck with him and left.
The eyewitness says he shared his story with police at the time, but never heard from them again. The police would only say their investigation is ongoing. Paula's parents remain furious at Kevin for leaving their daughter alone that night and want the harshest punishment for whoever killed her.
Death penalty. An eye for an eye. I would love to do the same to him. I would.
Paula's ashes now sit on a table in her parents' living room. The medical examiner told Paula's family she was dead before she was set on fire. But 8 years later, only the killer knows how Paula died.
I don't know how she died. I don't know. I want to know before I die. I want to know what happened to my little girl. What happened to her?
Follow Still a Mystery for new episodes and updates.